Cassie has just dropped bombshell evidence against Diddy, and the courtroom is in complete chaos. Sources inside the courtroom describe an atmosphere of pure shock as lawyers scramble to make sense of the newly presented evidence. This unexpected move has completely shifted the direction of the case, leaving Diddy and his legal team struggling to respond. Witnesses say Diddy looked visibly shaken as the evidence was unveiled, his usual confident demeanor nowhere to be seen. This latest twist comes after months of legal battles, heated exchanges, and shocking allegations.
The singer Cassie says the incidents occurred throughout her 10-year relationship with Combs. Her suit was filed under a law that allows alleged sexual offense victims to file past the statute of limitations. Cassie says she wanted to speak out before that law expires next week. Mr. Combs has denied all the allegations. For more, let's bring in entertainment attorney Dante Mills. So Dante, thanks for being with us. Cassie has signed with that label when she was just 19. And Sean Combs was 37. What's alleged to have happened after that?
Thank you for having me, Catherine. So in this lawsuit, I just wanted to be clear. This is a civil lawsuit. This is not a criminal lawsuit. There's no chance here as we stand for Sean Combs to go to jail. It's a civil lawsuit about money. And the claim is that during their relationship, he was physically abusive, that he required or demanded that she perform certain sexual acts with other people while he was there.
Cassie, who has been at the center of a storm of accusations against Diddy, has now presented what legal experts are calling gamma-changing proof. While exact details of the evidence have yet to be fully disclosed, insiders claim it could be damning enough to turn the entire case against Diddy. Reports suggest the evidence includes never-before-seen messages, financial records, and possibly even recorded conversations that could expose hidden truths about their past relationship.
He, in fact, raped her shortly before she left him. She said she did not want to have sexual relations with him, and he forced himself on her. That's the basis of this lawsuit and why it's moving forward. Now, you are right to talk about the fact that this lawsuit was brought in New York because these things happened years ago. So the statute of limitations is gone most places, but in New York, they had this law where they opened it up for a year and said if you're a survivor of sexual assault, you have a year to bring your claim, and that expires next week, November 23rd of this year.
Okay, so you've handled several high-profile cases. What would your defense strategy look like?
Absolutely. I have a lot of high-profile clients, and the first thing that comes to mind when we get these lawsuits in, not just of this nature, but any of them, is that the people are about money. This is a civil lawsuit, and at the end of the day, Cassie would receive money if she wins.
According to insider source, the new evidence includes emails, text messages, and audio recordings that directly implicate Diddy in the allegations against him. The evidence, which was presented in court earlier today, reportedly reveals shocking details about Diddy's behavior and the extent of his alleged misconduct. As the evidence was presented, the courtroom erupted into chaos, with Diddy's lawyers frantically trying to discredit the claims and Cassie's team standing firm. The judge was forced to call a recess to restore order.
So Cassie's legal team, how are they going to handle questions about why she stayed in the relationship as long as she did and then waited so long to report the allegations?
Absolutely. That's a tough issue because when you're in a relationship for that long, sometimes things build up where you go in and you're being wined and dined and everything is good, and gradually things get worse. So if I'm on her team as her attorney, I'm making it clear that that's what happened here, that the relationship started out good, but gradually it got worse and worse to the point that she was caught in this vicious cycle. She was caught under his thumb and almost didn't even realize it until she got out of there and some years went by, and then she began to process and heal and say, I went through things that I did not agree with and that should not have happened to me. That's what her side would be saying. If I'm on Sean Combs' side, I'm saying that none of this came up while they were in a relationship.
The courtroom erupted the moment Cassie's legal team revealed the evidence. Prosecutors immediately seized on the moment, calling it the missing piece that could prove their case beyond a shadow of a doubt. Diddy's lawyers, caught off guard, were seen frantically whispering and flipping through documents, clearly unprepared for this shocking turn of events. One legal expert described the moment as a checkmate move that could leave Diddy with no way out. Social media has exploded with reactions to the news, with hashtags like Cassie vs. Diddy and explosive evidence trending worldwide.
Morales. She's a former makeup artist for Diddy and also Cassie Ventura, working for Diddy for years and eventually becoming a friend of Cassie's. In 2010, Mila alleges that she heard Cassie being physically abused and was a witness to the aftermath of the alleged attack. She joins me now. Mila, thank you so much for being here. This has been, for so many people, illuminating, infuriating, troubling, devastating. You can go down the list of things, but it's so difficult to speak about.
I know.
Being a witness of anything. Tell me how you must be feeling just knowing that this has even come to light.
Well, I have kept this secret for like 14 years. I mean, the first time I experienced it was 2010.
Fans of Cassie are praising her bravery for coming forward with the evidence, while critics of Diddy are calling it a smoking gun that could finally bring justice to his accusers. The revelations have reignited debates about Diddy's innocence or guilt, with many questioning how this new evidence will impact the outcome of the case. For months, Diddy has maintained his innocence, denying all accusations and insisting that the allegations against him are nothing more than an orchestrated attack. His legal team has thought hard to discredit witnesses, question timelines, and poke holes in Cassie's claims.
I was in the hotel room when Puff came in, and I had no idea Cassie left. And when I woke up, I just saw his presence come into the room. They went into the bedroom and shut the door, and all I could hear is screaming and yelling and whatever was going on in there, I don't know. But all I could think of was to grab Cassie's things and start packing it up and just getting her out to safety and bringing her to my house. So that's kind of like what transpired from that night. And once she came out of the room, she was badly, beaten.
Oh my God. What did her physical appearance look like?
I mean, it was knots on her head, black eye.
But with this new evidence on the table, their strategy may be falling apart if this evidence is as strong as sources claim. Diddy's legal battle just went from difficult to nearly impossible. Let's take a closer look at how this story unfolded. Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, filed a lawsuit against Diddy earlier this year, accusing him of harassment, manipulation, and abuse during their relationship. The case has been one of the most closely watched legal battles in recent memory, with both sides presenting compelling arguments.
The police at that point or anything?
No, we didn't know what to do at that point because, Puffy is a very powerful person and we were quite terrified. So I just, brought her to my house, and my friend, who is a doctor, I called her, and thank God she was in town because we didn't know what to do. And she treated her for, just to make sure she didn't have a concussion or anything like that. But it was really it was painful to see Cassie like that because she's such a beautiful human being, and for a man to just hurt any sort of woman or child or animal, it doesn't matter. But Cassie's a good friend of mine, and I just felt, I just didn't know what to do. I felt like, I don't even know how to describe how I felt that night.
Diddy has consistently denied the allegations, calling them false and defamatory, but the new evidence presented by Cassie has cast serious doubt on his claims. Social media is exploding with reactions to the courtroom chaos. Fans, critics, and legal analysts alike are weighing in, with some calling this the beginning of the end for Diddy. Others believe this latest move is just another strategic play in a high-stake battle that's far from over. Regardless of where people stand, one thing is clear.
Remember, the trial starts first week in May. I believe May 5th?
If it starts then.
If it starts then. And if she is on the stand, as we expect her to be, she is victim number one in the indictment.
She's going to be the star witness.
That she's the star witness. Now you have the star witness pregnant on the stand. That is a...
Well, you know what it is.
I mean, the sympathy...
You know what it is. We can go back a few segments here, and it's kind of the Rihanna effect in the courtroom. And they're going to look at this woman who is pregnant, engaged, and it's kind of, trying to juxtapose these two images. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, that's the subliminal difficulty
Yeah,
that
but
Diddy's going to
the
have.
part they're not going to be able to escape is when they play
The video of her being
hotel
dragged
beating
out of,
video.
That's right. No,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. But that's what they're going
But
to
that's
argue.
going to be the game
For
going
sure.
back and forth. Speaking of the freak-offs, Diddy has a defense for that.
This case has just taken a dramatic and unexpected turn. The evidence, which was reportedly obtained through a combination of legal discovery and private investigations, includes emails and text messages that appear to show Diddy discussing inappropriate behavior with associates. Audio recordings also reveal conversations that allegedly support Cassie's claims of manipulation and control. Legal experts are calling the evidence a game changer, suggesting that it could lead to a conviction if admitted in court. The judge overseeing the case has yet to rule on the admissibility of the evidence, but the damage to Diddy's public image may already be irreversible. In
the documents, he says, we've seen it play out this way for decades. He says they did it to Chuck Berry, they did it to the boxer Jack Johnson, using this Mann Act, and now they're trying to do it to me when all I'm doing is leading my life the way lots of people do, and they're never prosecuted for it. Particularly when they're white.
And in our documentary, The Downfall of Diddy, which is on Tubi, we talked to Mark Agnifilo, Diddy's lawyer, who said racism was a core part of the defense.
Right. Well, will this be successful? I mean, essentially, Diddy's team is saying they're kind of admitting that he committed that he did have sex workers.
Yeah, not necessarily. It's
that he did hire sex workers who came to his parties, and that's just how he gets down. And why should he be prosecuted?
Count 3 actually alleges sex trafficking involving 3 female victims in addition to the male escorts. So I believe there's a great disparity in the characterization of the case just within the motion they're filing and the indictment as it's filed. Now, it is true that the Mann Act does have a racial history. It was used many years ago to target African Americans who were engaging in what might be called immoral conduct, according to the Times. But that statute was amended several times. It removed the immoral purposes, and it removed some other language, and now restricts application of the statute to conduct involving sex trafficking and transportation related to criminal conduct. So the only way the statute can be charged now is if it's alleged that somebody committed a crime. And again, I think the indictment alleges more conduct than what is addressed in the defense motion.
Text messages are being made public in the sex trafficking case against Sean Diddy Combs. The texts were revealed on September 18th while Diddy was in federal court to appeal his denial of pretrial release following his arrest and indictment earlier this week for sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He has pleaded not guilty to all the charges. During his bail appeal, NBC reporters inside the courtroom report that Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson read out loud the texts that Diddy reportedly sent to Cassie Ventura after an altercation in a hotel in 2016. She references security video of the event that went public, showing Diddy hitting his then-girlfriend in a hotel hallway. The text from Diddy at the time read, quote, "Call me, the cops are here. I got 6 kids. Yo, please call, I'm surrounded. You gonna abandon me all alone?" The assistant U.S. attorney argues in court that, quote, the defendant knew he had done something that could elicit police.
The Hollywood Reporter, these documentaries are rushing to cash in on the media circuit surrounding Mr. Combs. The producers failed to provide sufficient times or details for his representatives to address unsubstantiated claims, many from unidentified participants whose allegations lack context. By withholding this information, they made it impossible for Mr. Combs to present facts to counter these fabricated accusations. This production is clearly intended to present a one-sided and prejudicial narrative. As we said before, Mr. Combs cannot respond to every publicity stunt or facially ridiculous claim. He has full confidence in the facts and the judicial process where the truth will prevail. The accusations against him are pure fiction. So many documentaries out now about Sean Combs, aka Diddy, and with so many new documentaries now there's new accusations. The question remains, can Diddy survive this legal storm, or is this the final chapter in a career that once seemed untouchable? One thing is certain, this battle is far from over, and with each new revelation, the truth becomes harder to ignore as more details emerge. We'll be following the story closely. The courtroom showdown is only beginning, and the stakes have never been higher. Stay tuned for the latest updates as this shocking case continues to unfold. Bye, take care.